Yeah, usually, you only come down here for a couple of days, but it's a place that I enjoy. Beautiful weather, um, and obviously, beautiful facility, organization, everything, an opportunity that I'm truly excited about.
What was it about this opportunity that sold you that this was the right choice for you?
I kind of just in a place in my life where it's always been like this, but truly just leaning on God and what He's putting in front of me, and um, this opportunity was the main one that kept being put in front of my face. I remember somebody asked me a few years ago if I would ever be or play for the Dolphins, and I kind of shrugged it off that it wasn't really an idea. And obviously I have a couple of guys I know down here. My brother Duke Riley won a championship with Jalen, but Coach Mike definitely is someone who he sold it to me because it's just his energy. It's just we speak the same language. We was talking the conversations we had about football, um, and just the opportunity that I said like is presenting itself, and God put it in front of me, and that's kind of just where I went and rolled with it.
You mentioned Mike. What do you think his offense can do for you?
A lot. Just watching the film, just seeing what it is. It kind of reminds me of a place where I had a lot of success at, and as far as the Giants and timing and all of those things that he talks about and preaches. It's just he was speaking football. We sat down for hours and we was just talking football, um, and it just got me excited thinking about it. He pulled up my film compared to what you know they're doing here, and just kind of married the things, and I seen an opportunity, and I think time will tell in the end that this was the right decision.
How do you think your skill set will mesh with Tyreek and Jalen?
I got to go get back on the track, I guess, for a second, because there's some speed down here at this team, but never shied away from competition or anything like that. I just see, you know, we were coach and I was talking about it. He was saying that on third downs, they were getting a lot of doubling both of them, and there's just a lot of room for opportunity. Looking at it, I think that it'll be a great matchup. I think we all have different skill sets, but all the same skill set in one. All people who make plays. So uh, I'm just looking forward to the opportunity.
Can you describe the role quarterback played into your decision, and what is it about Tua that you think is going to work out with this relationship?
Definitely was a little hesitant at first because he's a lefty, and I think I shied away from lefties. But now that I think about it, I've been throwing with Jarvis Landry since I was 15 years old. One of my trainers is left-handed, and they said he just throws different. They said the accuracy and the spin, they were like, it's not really like he's left-handed. Um, and just watching his film, there's a lot of great things that he's been doing. Did it at Alabama, did it, here at the Dolphins. And like I say, I just seen an opportunity when I really watched the film, when I really sat down and didn't look at a destination. I looked at, myself in the mirror, or a place for me in my career. I just seen a lot of opportunity here.
Odell, you mentioned competition. You've long been the number one in every bill
Yep.
with Tyreek and Jalen. What do
Yep.
you think that room, that competition would be like?
I think you just all push each other, And for me at this place, in my life and my career, I haven't been the number one in a minute. You could go look at targets. You can go look at anything. That's not really where I've been at. So just understanding your role and how can you be the very best at that role. Maximize those opportunities. Don't look for more or less. Like just stay within that, present moment, and I think you'll find a way to succeed.
Well, how difficult is it for you as a guy who's been there to accept that role? Like it's a maturity process, obviously, to know what's best for maybe winning, if it's winning. You really want to get that.
I think it's not difficult at all anymore. Like I'm kind of past it. Um, it's just been things have happened over the stage of my career. Things happen in life. You just take the punches and roll with it. And this is where I'm at. I think having a 2-year-old gives you some patience and some maturity, and it's just not something that I really worry about. It's just like I say, however many opportunities I do have, being in the best position and making the most of those, and it's really that simple.
How satisfying is that to be in that part of your career?
It's amazing. It gives you a huge sense of peace. I feel like I used to carry a lot of, anger or resentment or whatever it was, and now I just feel at peace. And you're able to train. You're able to play the game that you love again. You kind of get past all the business side or whatever could be holding you back. And a part of me feels like this is an opportunity for it to be just football.
You played all three positions, X, Y, and Z. I believe you've
Yeah.
seen a lot of success out of the slot. Where do you think the Dolphins see the best version of Odell in 2020?
I don't mind getting in there. I don't feel like I've actually had an opportunity to play in the slot much, and it's just such a different game in there. I've been very much X by yourself, clouded, decoy-ish over there, and I think that, you got Jalen and Tyreek, who guys are going to focus on so much that there's room for, opportunity. Like I said, when I really sat down and watched the film and I understood what Coach was talking about, I think I just, along with, himself, I think I see something that, other people aren't seeing at the moment, and just like always, time will tell.
How do you feel a few years removed from two serious injuries?
I feel great now. It's been a tough road, starting with I think it's funny. It started with the ankle, happened in a preseason game. I remember my main PT was like, "Don't come back. Wait 3 or 4 weeks." We lost our first game to Dallas. I sat out, and I remember it was week 2, and I had been through so many seasons where I understood how important it is to start the season off strong. I came back too early, ended up shattering my ankle, and a lot of things kind of happened from there. So, tearing the ACL in the Super Bowl after getting ready to have one of my best performances. I've kind of talked about this in many occasions, but looking at it now, I'm just in a great position. 2 years out of it, feel healthy, you feel good. It's not really the same problem that I have going on. So just excited to be at peace with my body, my mind, and this opportunity.
Odell, how do you deal with expectations? This team has Super Bowl expectations. There's going to be expectations on social media. There's going to be personal expectations that you have for yourself. Do you think about that stuff every day and use it to motivate you, or do you just stick it in the back and say, "I'm going to do me"?
Yeah, not to say I don't think about it at all, but Baltimore was Super Bowl expectations. I don't know if the Rams are really Super Bowl expectations, but I've been, each and every year, it doesn't matter if you're the worst team in the league, you go into there like, yo, we're going to win a Super Bowl. Whether you really believe it or not, like everybody's expecting or hoping that that's what it's going to be. So for me, the expectations have kind of subsided, and it's just, it's just about playing ball. It's about coming in each and every day, getting better 1%, because, it's a long journey to get to that Super Bowl road. If you focus on that the entire time, it's okay to have those goals and expectations, but if you focus on only that, you'll miss out on like the day-to-day details of how to get to that actual point. So I just kind of stay there. I'm always going to have my own personal expectations, but it is what it is at this point. Like I say, I want to win a Super Bowl. I still dare to be great. Like there's a reason that I'm still doing this, still playing. So expectations are there, but they're not. It's not the end all be all for me.
Odell, you wound up signing. I'm sorry. You wound up signing about 5 weeks after you first visited the Dolphins on the free agent visit. Did you feel all along that it was going to get done, or were there times when you thought maybe it's not going to happen?
Just leave it up in God's hands. At this point in my life, I kind of am just going with the flow. And after the way the season ended last year, it kind of was like an abrupt feeling, like I wasn't expecting to not win the Super Bowl. So I was expecting a different kind of offseason. But, just kind of going with the flow and let life take its course. There's no point in rushing anything, because life's going to happen exactly how it's supposed to happen anyways. So that was just kind of it. But, off the first meeting, I was very excited about the opportunity. And then, conversations came along, and then it just happened. And then it happened, very fast when it did happen. I remember getting off the phone, my agent, and being like, yeah, this sounds good. Like, let's figure out a way to do it. And then 8 minutes later, my phone is blowing up. So it all happened very fast. But again, like I say, I can't tell you enough how excited I am for the opportunity.
Odell, you mentioned Super Bowl a couple times. You won one in LA with Jalen. How would you describe your relationship with Jalen, and maybe that first conversation when you realized y'all would be reunited?
That's my dog. He's part of the reason I'm here. It kind of gave me that same feeling. I remember, whatever you want to call it, happened with Cleveland, and I'm sitting at home, and I'm finally at one place in my career where, like, I get to make a decision on where I want to be, who I am, all that. End up choosing the Rams. Jalen and Vaughn are like, come home, bro. We got a place for you. Our locker's right next to ours, blah, blah, blah. And, Jalen was kind of saying the same thing this year. And, that worked out well. I'm hoping this could work out the same way.
How well did you know Tyreek before joining the team, and what have you got to know about him since?
We've connected, a few times. I can't say that, we're best friends or anything like that. But, just from speaking to him, I could tell that he loves football. I could tell he cares about his craft. He cares to be great. He's a good person, competitor. So I'm excited to be in that room. I'm excited to be with somebody who is great, be around greatness, and someone who's definitely going to be able to push me.
Odell, do you feel like at this point in your career, is there anything left that you feel like you want to prove, either to yourself or to others?
I'm always here to prove something. I think to me, it's about finishing strong, being able to end my career on my terms. Don't know when that is, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however many God gives me. If this is my last season, it's whatever. But it's just about being able to end it on a strong note, to be able to put my best foot forward. I've given my entire life to this game. And the way that it kind of went in the middle of the career and even a little bit of last year, like I can't go out like that. I've really, since I was 3, 4 years old, given my life to this game. And there's no way that I won't finish it on a high note.
Odell, being in Miami, we saw you in Formula One.
Yeah.
How people reacted, how people were excited to have you here. How do you feel being here in Miami and having fans?
Yeah, it's funny enough. I've always gotten love whenever I came down here. And again, like I say, when I said it happened fast, it was just supposed to be a weekend that I was down here. I had something to do with Cash App and a work trip, and got to have fun all in one weekend. And then I signed, and then it was just a lot because I was at the race and everyone's excited about the Dolphins and the opportunity. But it's fun. It's nice being. Everybody I feel like wants to be loved just as humans. I don't think any of us want to be hated, but so definitely get a lot of love down here, and I'm excited to be able to do something special for this city.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but were you close to going to the Miami Hurricanes as a recruit?
Very close. This was, Miami Hurricanes. I actually drove down here to the camp and came down here. They was like, that's the way you'll get your offer. Very, very close, but I was easily swayed by Jarvis, and wherever he wanted to go, I was pretty much going to go. I was sold. So, yeah.
A little bit full circle now then?
It's definitely full circle. And even Jarvis being a Dolphin, I remember, I think it was like my bye week or whatever it was, I would come pick him up from work. It was just funny. So it's definitely full circle moment.
Although going back to something you said earlier, is this a team that you could see yourself ending your career with, and a place that you could see yourself in?
Yeah, if that's God's plan, then that's what it is. For me, it's about taking it just a day at a time. Go through this year, be the very, very best that I can for myself, this team, organization, all that. Try and win a Super Bowl, like that's it. And if more is to come after that, I'm definitely open to it. But it's just about focusing up on this year.
You mentioned kind of the middle of your career. I'm curious, have you been able to, I guess, internalize that? Like you had such an amazing historic start.
Yep.
And just the bad luck with
Yep.
injuries, just kind of how it's gone for you.
Yeah, I've definitely, there's no way that I haven't not thought about it. Like you said, an incredible start, and then, just the way that life goes, things happen to people. But I think my favorite thing, speaking on myself, is about resiliency. It's about, give me the best of the best in the world and put them through what I've been through at the highest level, and let me see them rebound and bounce and still be here to this day, standing in front of whoever, still daring to be great, still trying, with all the things that get to be said about you and all that. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm a competitor, and now that's why it's kind of like, forget the middle part. Like, we read a book, the start's gonna capture us. We read the body of the story, and then how is it gonna end? And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, let's have a great ending to this story.
With your image, you talked about the things that are said about you. What is the biggest misperception that you think is put out there about who OBJ is?
I mean, I feel like you'll get to see who I am as a person. it's just funny. It's just the way the world works. We gotta, I feel like the world doesn't like the unknown, so we gotta put our finger on something and identify it. And early on in my career, I had amazing years, and then I was a bad person. And then the middle of my career, I became a good person, but then I wasn't playing good. Now I'm a good person, and then, it's just, it is what it is. People are gonna say whatever they're gonna say, regardless. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, so I could always walk 10 toes down. I was raised the right way, so I'm never really worried about what anybody has to say about me. Never out to prove that I am something that I'm not. I am who I am. It's, tatted on me, and that's just the way that I live.
Do you plan on hosting any football camps for the youth?
For sure. My mom and I already talked about it. It'll probably be right before camp at the end of July. Yeah, definitely plan on that. Always that.
Although you went straight Miami Vice or went into the
Yeah.
went into the fit, man, right?
It's just, just match the vibes, the Miami Vice vibes. So, look good, feel good, play good kind of thing. So it's just fun.
Do you already have a spot down here?
I do, but, was thinking about living in a condo, and then, the other day I was in a condo and getting in the elevator with 10, 15, I don't know. So I got to figure something out. But, again, like I say, I'm super excited about this opportunity. Looking forward to be here. It's just a blessing from God, and I'm super grateful.